Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing this evening? Thank you so much for joining us here on Health Talk. Health Talk is a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, where yours truly, Dr. Corbett, is the program director, and Dr. Deidre Willis is our project manager. We want to thank you for taking your time this evening to join us here on Health Talk. We hope that everybody had a good day and that you're ready to receive some very beneficial health information. So go ahead and tag someone, share this podcast, and let them know that Health Talk is on the air. And yes, we do have some very good information to pass along to you today, tonight, this evening, whichever one you want to term it. So go ahead, come on in, come on in. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on Health Talk on this evening. And like I said, we do have some very good information to provide you on today. And we think that you're going to find the information that we're about to provide you with. You're going to find this information very useful and very meaningful. So again, come on in and thank you for taking your time to join us here on Health Talk. Go ahead and tag somebody, share this with somebody, and let them know that Health Talk is on the air. And we do have some very good information to pass along to you today. Remember that during this podcast, if you desire, you can leave your comment. Just go ahead and tap your comment in the comment section, and we will try to get an answer with you in real time. All right. So again, we appreciate you joining us here on Health Talk. And remember, Health Talk, we're the place where we provide you with health information, health education, so that you can make the informed decision regarding your health and well-being. And we're so grateful to be a part of that journey with you. Again, welcome to Health Talk. I am your host, Dr. Corbett. And as I said, Health Talk is a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, where Dr. Deidre Willis is our project manager, and yours truly is the program director. Welcome again to Health Talk. Boy, do we have a topic for you tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about, is your gut health the key to everything? Again, is your gut health the key to everything? Now, that might sound a little bit exaggerating, but stay with me. Anywhere from your immune system to your mood to metabolism, your gut might be running the show more than you think. So if you've ever had any type of digestive issues, brain fog, unexplained fatigue, or even depression, you're going to want to tune in for this one. Okay? So let's get ready to have our discussion. So when we say gut, we're mainly referring to your gastrointestinal tract or your GI tract, particularly the small and large intestines. And they are in the trillions of bacteria that lives there. And they're collectively known as gut microbe. All right. So when we say, is your gut health the key to everything? As we said in our introduction, if you've been experiencing any type of digestive issues, brain fog, unexplained fatigue, or even depression, your gut may be just the cause of all that. So remember, the gut, is, I said, consists of the gastrointestinal tract or your GI tract and the trillions of bacteria that lives there. And these bacteria collective are known as gut microbiome. You have good gut and you have bad ones. So keep that in mind, okay? Excuse me. So now let's get started with the basics. All right. Now, not all bacteria, as I said, not all bacteria in your gut. So if you hear me say gut, I'm also referring to your GI tract. If you hear me say GI tract, I'm referring to your gut. So not all bacteria that's found in your gut are bad. In fact, a healthy gut microbiome is full of beneficial bacteria that they help you digest food. There's bacteria that produce essential vitamins such as vitamin B and vitamin K2. It also, there are microbial gut microbes there in your GI tract to protect against certain type of pathogens. And your gut communicates directly with your brain through what is called the gut brain axis. So as you can see, your gut or your GI tract plays a significant role in things such as helping to digest your food, producing essential vitamins such as vitamin B12 and vitamin K2, and also help with protect against certain pathogens. And it communicates directly with your brain.
Charge it.
It communicates through your brain, through the brain axis. So as you can see, your brain gut plays a significant role in many things going on within your. So as you can tell, it plays a significant role, like I say, in helping you to digest food and producing essential vitamins, also to protect against certain pathogens, and it communicates to your brain through what is called the gut brain axis. So keep all that in mind. All right. Excuse me. Now, now, your gut and your brain are talking to each other 24/7. Researchers often call your gut the second brain because it houses over 100 million neurons and produces 95% of your body's serotonin. And serotonin is a neurotransmitter that affects mood, sleep, and even appetite. So keep that in mind. Your gut and your brain are talking to each other 24/7. And research often call your gut or your GI system the second brain because it houses over 100 million neurons and produce 95% of your body's serotonin. And as we say, the serotonin is a neurotransmitter that affects mood, sleep, and appetite. So, how do you know if your gut is not functioning properly? How do you know if there's things going on with your gastrointestinal tract? And remember, if you hear me say gut, I'm talking about your gastrointestinal tract or your GI tract. So all those words are the same. So if you hear me say that. So how do you know if your GI tract is not properly function properly? Here are some things, or here are some red flags that you may need to be aware of. And if you are experiencing any of these red flags, you really want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider, okay? Again, we're going to talk about some red flags that you need to be aware of or to become familiar with. And if you are experiencing any of these red flags, please have that discussion with your healthcare provider. Now, the first red flag we're going to talk about is chronic bloating, gas, or constipation. Now, if you are experiencing chronic episodes of being bloated, chronic episode of gas, or chronic episodes of constipation, if you experiencing any of these things, these are some red flags that you may want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider because they may be signals or red flags that signify that your gut or your GI tract is not functioning properly. So if you're chronically bloated, have gas all the time, or experience issues with constipation all the time, these are red flags that your GI tract may not be working or function properly. All right. The second thing, if you have food intolerance or sensitivity, meaning there are certain foods that you eat, it all of a sudden start making you sick or start causing you to have gas or a bloating. So these are food intolerance or sensitivities. So this is another red flag. And if you're experiencing any of that, like I say, please have that discussion with your healthcare provider. Another red flag you want to look out for is frequent illnesses or infections. So if you're constantly having a certain illness, certain types of infection, that may be a signal or red flag that your GI tract is not functioning properly. Because remember what we said, that your GI tract affects, communicates with your brain, and it has over 100 million neurons and produce 95% of the serotonin in your body. And remember, the serotonin is a neurotransmitter that affects mood, sleep, and even appetite. So if you're, and remember in the first one, we also said that your GI tract is also responsible for helping you to protect you against certain pathogens. Okay. So if you experience those frequent illness or frequent infections, these are some red flags that your gut or your GI tract may not be working properly, and you need to have that discussion with your healthcare provider. Another red flag that you want to look out for is mood swings or anxiety. So if you're experiencing frequent mood swings or frequent episode of anxiety, this may be an indication that your GI tract is not functioning properly. Because remember, the GI tract also has 95% of your body's serotonin, and the serotonin is the neurotransmitter that is responsible for mood, sleep, and appetite. So if you're experiencing frequent mood swings or anxiety, this may be a red flag that your GI tract is not functioning properly, and you want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider. Now, another red flag that you want to look out for is any you having skin issues such as eczema or acne. So these are some other red flags that may indicate that your GI tract is not functioning properly, and you may want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider. All right. Another red flag that you may want to look out for is being fatigued or poor sleep quality. This is another red flag that may be indicating that your GI tract is not functioning properly. And this is something you may want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider as well. All right. So that's another red flag. Fatigue or poor sleep quality. So you want to have that discussion with your healthcare provider. Now, here is a big one, and that is craving. Okay. A gut imbalance can actually trigger craving for sugar and processed food, which feed harmful bacteria and create a vicious cycle. So if you are constantly having that craving for sugary or processed food, it may be that your gut is not functioning as it could. Now, again, it could be some other issues, but it may be due to your gut health. That is why it is very important that you have that conversation with your healthcare provider and let them know what you are experiencing. Okay. So, also, many chronic conditions Many chronic conditions such as IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, certain autoimmune diseases, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's, they have linked to poor gut health. So, again, if you're experiencing irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, there's certain autoimmune diseases, if you have diabetes, and even Alzheimer, these have been linked to poor gut health. So this is something you want to think about. And since the research is still emerging, but the connection are too strong to ignore. So the connection between poor gut health and irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer, the link is very strong, but research is still ongoing in this. But the link between them is too much or too strong to even ignore. All right. Let's take a closer look at the systems your gut directly influence. There are parts of your body systems or that is directly impacted or influenced by your gut. And these consist of things such as your immune system. Now, nearly 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. A healthy microbiome teaches your body what to fight and what to leave alone. So if your gut health is good, it teaches your body what to fight and what not to fight. That means fewer allergies, less infection, and better protection for illness. So if your gut health is good, then you will experience fewer allergies, fewer less inflammation, and better protection for from any type of illnesses or anything like that. The other system that is affected is mental health. Through the gut brain axis, as we talked about earlier, any type of imbalance in your gut can contribute to things such as anxiety, depression, and even some cognitive decline. So it's very important to make sure we got good gut health. As it affects your mental health, it can contribute to things or individuals suffering from things such as anxiety, depression, and even cognitive decline. And I'm sure that everyone have at one point of another heard the expression, I got butterflies in my stomach. I'm sure everybody have experienced it, have heard someone said it, or you yourself had said it. You know, whenever you get nervous and you say, oh, I just feel butterflies in my stomach. That's the gut brain connection at work. So that's a good thing because you know that your gut and your brain are having some type of dialogue there. So when you get that nervous experience and you know, oh, I just got butterflies in my stomach, that is your gut brain connection being at work. Another area that is affected is metabolism and weight. So your metabolism is affected and your weight is affected by your gut health. Studies have shown that individuals who are obese, they have different gut bacteria profile. So evidence base has shown that individuals that are lean individual and obese individuals. So people that look like they never gain weight and people that look just feel like they look at food and they begin to gain weight. That's because they have a different gut bacteria profile or a different gut bacteria makeup. So the microbiome may influence how you store fat and how you regulate hunger. So that's why it is so important to make sure that you have good gut health, good GI tract, because unhealthy GI tract, unhealthy gut impacts metabolism and issues with weight. And the other thing is hormone issue. Your gut affects your estrogen balance, your insulin sensitivity, and your thyroid function. That is why, hormone issues often improve when gut health is addressed. Okay. So remember, your gut affects things such as estrogen balance, insulin sensitivity, and thyroid function. That's why hormone issues often improve when your gut health is addressed. It is all of it is connected. Now, the good news. The good news is you can heal, or your gut can heal. We're going to talk about 7 key steps that you can take to support and to restore your gut health. And we talked about the significance of your gut and how it affects certain body system, body organs, and other things such as mood and sleep, anxiety, depression, uh, even your hormones, your metabolism and your weight, your immune system. We talked about how having an unhealthy gut or unhealthy GI tract affects the entire body. So now we're going to tell you what you can do to help to heal your gut. So if you're experiencing any unhealthy gut health, any unhealthy GI tract, we're going to teach you or go over with you some things that you can do to help heal your gut and perhaps improve your hormone imbalance, perhaps help improve your metabolism and your weight, to perhaps improve your mental health and your immune system. So one of the things that you can do is to make sure that you're eating more fiber, including more fiber into your diet. You want to aim for 25 to 35 grams of fiber daily from foods like leafy green vegetables, berries, oats, beans, and things of that nature. Because fiber feeds the good bacteria. So those good bacteria or gut microbes that are in your gut, eating more fiber feeds on that good bacteria, which in turn will help you to have a healthy gut. Also, you want to make sure that you're limiting processed food. Limit the amount of processed food that you buy, such as things that pertain to a lot of sugars, preservative, or artificial sweeteners. All these things can disrupt your microbiome that are in your gut, the gut microbiome. They crowd them out. You want to crowd this, you want to change this processed food to start taking in more whole food. And we discussed this a while back about the processed food and everything. So catch that video. You're going to appreciate it later on. Also, you want to start adding more fermented food into your diet. This they include things like natural probiotics such as yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso. All of these are fermented food, and they are natural probiotics, which helps with your gut health. You want to include more fermented food into your diet. And if you're unable to do that, you want to consider a probiotic supplement. Look for ones with the diverse strain. It's especially probiotics such as lactobacillus or by bifidobacterium bacteria. You want to look for those probiotic supplement that have those particular probiotics in them. Another thing you can do to improve your gut health is to manage stress. Chronic stress can damage the gut lining or the lining of your gut, or the lining of your intestine, and it can throw off that brain gut balance that we talked about. So, chronic stress causes this to happen. So, what you can do to improve that is try meditation, prayer, mindful breathing. All these are techniques that you can use to help improve your gut health and to get it back in proper aligning. Another thing, you want to make sure that you get some good quality sleep. Sleep affects the microbe in your gut or in the intestines or your GI tract, and vice versa. You want to prioritize and try to get anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, if all possible. You want to try to aim for that because that will help heal your gut, help heal your GI tract. And lastly, you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated. Water helps move things through your system and support a healthy gut lining. And here's a little bonus for you. Consider eliminating or getting rid of what's called inflammatory foods like gluten or dairy. Try eliminating those inflammatory foods like gluten and dairy. Try it temporarily to see if your symptoms improve. And if your symptoms improve, then that lets you know you need to cut out those inflammatory foods such as gluten and dairy. All right. Now, let's be real. Let's be real. Gut healing doesn't happen overnight. So it's not going to be a quick fix in this matter because it's not going to heal overnight. And depending on your health history, medication, stress level, and your diet, it may take weeks to months to truly restore balance back to your GI tract. But it's good to get started somewhere. And but the transformation is worth it. It's worth improving your gut health. You improve your gut health, you can also improve some other underlying health condition that you may be having. So improving that gut health is very important. You can improve things such as your mood. You'll start having better digestion. Your skin will become clearer, and you get a stronger immunity system by restoring and healing your gut health. Okay. And if you've been struggling with unexplained health issues, don't overlook your gut. Make sure you have that conversation with your healthcare provider because it may be your gut health is not as good as it ought to be. All right. It may just be the root of it all, and that is your gut. Okay. So it's very important to make sure you get your gut health in line. All right. So is your gut health the key to everything? Based on what we have just presented to you, is your gut health the key to everything? Well, the answer is it is certainly one of the most powerful keys we've got. So a good gut health can improve your overall general health. Because remember, your gut, your GI tract is tied to a lot of the illnesses and diseases, like we talked about in the beginning, immune system issues, your mood swings, your hormones, your mental health. All these are impacted by your gut health. And when you have a good gut health, you can improve these things such as your mood. You can have better digestion. You can also clear up skin issues and improve in your having a stronger immune system just by improving your gut health. So the most powerful key we have is that your gut health is the key to everything. All right. So unlock it, and you can unlock better health in every area of your life. When you can improve your gut health, you can improve other health conditions within your body. Because remember, the brain gut connection, it has been proven that your gut has a connection with your brain, which has a connection to other systems within the body, such as your immune system, your mental health system, your integumentary system or your skin system, uh, your hormone systems, your metabolism, issues with weight. So improving your gut health can help improve these issues as well. But remember, have that discussion with your healthcare provider. If you have experienced any of these issues that we have discussed it here on this podcast on this evening, then have that discussion with your healthcare provider, because it just might be that you have an unhealthy gut. And remember the 7 things that we said that you can do to help improve your gut health. And that is to increase the fiber in your diet, start eating more leafy green vegetables, berries, oats, and beans. Limit the amount of processed food that you consume. These processed foods have a lot of sugar. They have a lot of preservative. We talked about this in a previous podcast. They got artificial sweeteners. And these particular items, they disrupt or upset those good bacteria that's inside your gut that help improve your immune system, that help improve your mental health, that helps improve your sleep. But when we start having a lot of processed food, it gets disturbed and interrupted. Like we said, add more fermented food to your diet. These are natural probiotics such as yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut. These are fermented food that helps with your gut, that help with the good bacteria in your gut. And if you not able to add the fermented food, consider getting some probiotic supplement, particularly those ones that have lactobacillus in them and bifidobacterium bacterium. You also want to manage your stress, get your stress under control, because as we said, chronic stress damage the linings of your gut, and they throw off that gut brain balance. You also want to make sure you're getting good quality of sleep, and also you want to make sure you're staying hydrated. These are some things you can do to help improve your gut health. And like I said, when you improve your gut health, you can also start improving on these other conditions that are associated with your gut. All right. We appreciate you for joining us here on Health Talk tonight. We hope that you found this here information that we provided you to be beneficial, to be very helpful, and that you actually learned something from this podcast on tonight. So do us a favor, please. Go ahead and like, share. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you'll get notification every time we upload new content or come on with a new live podcast. And if you're on Facebook, go ahead and leave us a comment, like, and share. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Again, you've been listening to Health Talk with your host, Dr. Ferris Corbett. We are a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, where Dr. Dedra Willis is our project manager and yours truly is the program director. Remember, your gut health is very important to your overall general health. All right? And until the next time, we want you to stay well and make sure you get your gut health in order, because your body hears everything your gut says. All right? God bless you. Heaven smile on you is my prayer. Until next time, be blessed.